Welcome to the second part. We'll start off with a few tips again before we move on to the scales. Projection, first of all. I said in the first part where you project from, but I didn't say where you project to. So imagine yourself in front of an audience. You don't sing to the person at the front of the audience, you sing to the person at the back of the audience. It's called projecting your voice out. And just imagining that can actually put more power into your voice. How you express a song is very important. The emotions that you get across when you sing the song. So you need to look at each line of the song and imagine the feelings that are in there and try and express those feelings. For example, if you sung a sad song, a good thing to do is to think about a previous event in your life that made you sad, and then imagine that whilst you're singing the words to the song. It makes a big difference to the listener, because the emotional content comes across. Now here's a common mistake that a lot of people make to do with head movements. I've seen a lot of people singing making this mistake, and when they sing a high note they go up with their head to sing the high note, and then when they sing a low note they go down like that with their head or push their chin in. But what you should be doing is the opposite to that. Now think about this. If you lift your head up, what you're doing is stretching and expanding the voice box, which enables you to sing lower notes better. And if you're pushing your neck in, it compresses the voice box, which obviously helps you to sing higher notes. So what you need to do is make a habit of doing it in reverse, and it will help you at the end of your ranges, top and bottom. Now this is a very interesting one, and it seems ridiculous, and it's to do with a warm-up exercise. And I saw it on a video recently, and it reminded me of somebody that I knew that used to do this. And it's making funny noise with your lips, really. What you have to do is you have to make sure that your lips are relaxed and not tight when you do this. And we're going to take an example here of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, because I should imagine that most people will know that song. And you've got to go through the song before you record it, or you're going to sing it. Go through it making this sound, or sing it like this. Are you ready? Now that sounds ridiculous because you're just making a brr sound, but it does help on the warm-up, and I think it's got something to do with the diaphragm. And another important to note is don't do it like this. You have to do it all in one breath, and make sure that there's a fluid movement between the notes, so you're not going but you're actually going. And this is used by professionals actually, although it seems ridiculous, but it's one of the things I picked up. Before we move on to the scales, I want to suggest a song that you learn. And a lot of people already know this song. It's from an old musical from the 60s called The Sound of Music, and the song is called Do Re Mi, and that's spelled D-O-R-E-M-I. And what the song is about mainly is doing your scales. It covers the note ranges. So if you learn that song, and when you record yourself, make sure that you match the notes there. But that does help you with the scales, that song. Very useful song. Here's a quick point about where to sing from. If you can imagine gargling some water, like in the morning when you brush your teeth, you would make a sound from your throat, so you sort of go ah, and that makes the sound come from down there. So if you imagine you've actually got water in your mouth, less air comes out, but that's the direction you want your voice to go into. So imagine yourself gargling, and you'll get the voice coming from low. You'll feel it coming from lower anyway. Okay, this part is to do with doing your scales. There's a lot more to this, but we'll start basically with the scales. And this helps you to extend your range, it helps you to change between notes, and also to do all the different vowel soundings that will help you in a song. We'll start with vowels to start with. With this, I've got my guitar here, and I'm just going to, I don't know whether it's in tune or not, but it's reasonably close anyway. And we're going to do what's called a 5-note scale. So we'll start from a bass note, and then we'll go up 4 notes and then back down. This helps you to move between the notes. So we'll start with this one. Start with whatever note is natural to you, but I'm going to do it with this one. And here's the 5 notes. So I went up and then came back down again. And I'm going to use the vowel sound R to do this scale. So I will go ah. And once I've done that scale, then I move up a note. So if I start from the original one, and then I'll do it again and move up. So it will be ah, ah. And you just carry on going up and up and up and up until you've reached as high as you can. But it's important not to strain your voice. Go up to a point where it's just slightly uncomfortable for you. It's a bit like a gymnast when they're learning to do the splits. If they just try to do the splits to start with, they'd end up snapping their ligaments. They just try and extend themselves a little bit more each day, and it's exactly the same with singing. You just push yourself to the limit, but not where it hurts. Once you've done the scales to go as high as you can, then start from that middle note again, but this time move downwards. But you do the normal scale, like but next time, on the next 5, you will go so you'll move downwards instead, but you still going ah, but you're going down in scales, and then go as low as you possibly can without hurting yourself. So now you've got how to do the scales. I said do them with the R sound, and there are many other vowel soundings that you can use that you should do all of your scales in as well. This seems pretty intensive, but you probably find you won't have to do it so much once you get used to doing it. It's like learning to ride a bike, really. So we've got the R sound, as in the word ma, as the A in R. I'll go through the others, and then I'll hold this up so that you can freeze frame it and write it down. You could also do the scales with the E sounds, E, as like the E in free. So it's E, and then there's the 2 O's, the oo sound, ooh, and then there's the I sound, like at the end, the Y at the end of sky, I. And then there's the AW at the end of, like at the end of claw, oh. There's the A sound, like the A in the middle of day, A. And then there's the E sound, again singly, like at the beginning of the word ever, and then there's the ER sound, or UH sound, like at the word, like the E at the end of ever, and then there's the O sound, like the O at the end of the word so, oh. Now, across different languages, there might be other vowel soundings, and we'll deal with consonants later. But you need to do your scales with all those sounds. And what that does is, it gets you to be able to produce all the sounds and vowel soundings that are produced in most songs, so that when you come to learn a song, you will already know how to do all those bits. I'll hold this up here, so that you can hopefully freeze frame it. Right, that's enough to keep you going for a while. There is more to do with the scales and vowel soundings, like chaining vowels together, but we'll come to that. And also breathing exercises, which helps you with the power and control of your voice, vibrato, and a few other bits and pieces and tips, which I've yet to put down. But that will be in the next video, and I hope this all helps.